Welcome back to Chamber Exchange, the TV show. I want to thank our sponsors, Bank Hometown and the Worcester Railers Hockey Club, who are at the moment in contention for the playoffs, but still some games to go at the DCU Center. Get down to the DCU Center to see some terrific hockey and a family-friendly atmosphere. But thrilled to have with us on this segment Ursula Arello, who's the co-chair, and Brenda Girton, who is the founding chair of the first Harvey Ball.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you so much, Tim, for having us.
And if somebody and if somebody is living under a rock or new to the area, Harvey Ball is who?
Harvey Ball is the gentleman who drew the first smiley face back in 1962. It was actually an employee event to try to boost morale, and he drew the smiley face. And of course, it is now iconic worldwide, but it was created right here in Worcester in 1962.
And at Hanover Insurance, which is still a major employer as it was then?
Yes, it was, yeah. Then it was called State Mutual.
State Mutual.
But it was, the original name was Hanover, and they rebranded it Hanover Insurance. I think it was 2005.
Right.
That's right.
And so this Harvey Ball created the smiley face, which is now iconic and across the globe. And this symbol of Worcester and I think of hope and humor and a whole bunch of other good things is now kind of a part of the Worcester Historical Museum's annual fundraiser ball.
Yeah, that's correct. We feel that the smile face, is so iconic to Worcester, but it also represents all the great things about Worcester, all the great history. And that's why the Historical Museum sort of latched on to that concept. And it is kind of our running theme about everything. We love to share the stories of Worcester because they're spectacular.
Right.
Now, I'm a New Yorker by, born and bred. But I have to tell you, I came here in 1998 and embraced the city and fully embrace the Historical Museum just because it's a very interesting story, but also because this is the roots of New England.
So Ursula, why don't you tell us about the event? And
Sure.
It's been going on now for 20 plus years?
This is the 21st Harvey Ball. Barbara is the founding co-chair, and I've been in it since maybe 2 or 3 years in, and we know you received the award in 2007, and that
I have
was
it on my wall at the moment at the office.
Yes,
yeah,
and we're very pleased to have you on our recipient list. So we're very excited this year to honor the Worcester Red Sox, and we're having it at Polar Park, and it will be a really fun event. We have a performance speed painter at the event, Rob Surratt. Who's been on some of the morning shows and worked with Oprah, so he has quite a great reputation and does an amazing show. We're going to honor the Red Sox for Worcester Red Sox for all they've done for the city, and we have auction and music and tons of fun like we do every year.
And so the date?
April 9th.
April 9th, and the location is
Polar Park.
Yep, we're going to be in the DCU room at Polar Park.
Yeah.
And so Ursula, you're wearing your smiley face and your St. Patrick's Day green, but the Worcester Red Sox have not only added a lot of fun and excitement into the city, but they've also incorporated smiley face into their one of their logos.
That's right, they have. And Bill Wallace, who's the executive director of the Worcester Historical Museum, works very closely with them. And when they first came to Worcester and built the park, Bill worked very, very closely to talk about the history of the smiley face and baseball in Worcester, which has quite a rich history. So a lot of that is reflected in Polar Park when you go there. So the big aspect of the annual Harvey Ball Award is that the museum likes to recognize a person or institution or nonprofit that makes Worcester smile, and they certainly have made the city smile with all the work that they have done. So we're really thrilled to honor them this year.
Yeah, it really was. In a year we were dealing with COVID and it's hardcore.
Oh,
absolutely.
To be able to gather outside and enjoy some baseball was really, I think, a good thing.
Yeah.
Well, this event was originally supposed to be back in October, and of course we had to push out the date.
Omicron.
But the fact that this will be, somewhat, even though it's in the DCU, it's very open air, and so we feel really confident that it'll be a good, safe event. We're actually limiting tickets to only 250. and we already have a good portion of those sold. So if anyone is dying to come out to Polar Park on the 9th, please do contact the museum as soon as possible. So.
And you talked about the park. I mean, when you talk to the Dr. Charles, when you talk to Janet Marie Smith, Larry Lucchino, Dan Ray, the whole team, from the beginning, as they were very attentive to Worcester's history and the baseball history. And as you mentioned, Ursula, you go anywhere throughout the park, but especially kind of in the DCU area, tons of history of Worcester and Worcester's relationships to baseball.
Oh, it's amazing. Yes, if anyone hasn't yet been there, it's incredible the amount of history that's on the walls.
And they do free tours at Polar Park.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yes,
Right.
so it's just a great reason to go to Polar Park, not just to see the games, which are fabulous, and eat some of the wonderful local fare, like Coney Island hot dogs. Yeah, but just interesting, Cliff Rucker, we gave the award to a few years ago. He also embraced the Historical Museum. And the whole, the railer's name came from, of course, the railroad and how important it was to New England, having Worcester be the hub. So I just wanted to share that, so many of our recipients are folks that have embraced the history and made it so important and enriching.
And this is a fun night celebrating, but it's also important to fund the mission of the Worcester Historical Museum, which tells Worcester's story, archives it. It's constantly having exhibits that tell unique pieces of Worcester's history. Country Bank is the lead sponsor.
Yes, they are.
And there are tickets, but are there other opportunities? How can people get involved to learn more?
Yes, they can contact the museum directly at worcesterhistory.org, and we have a lot of opportunities for sponsorships, for our silent auction. People can donate a gift in kind, all kinds of fun things available, and certainly attending the event.
Right, and just like currently are the exhibits that are going on. I don't know if anyone hasn't yet seen Pretty Powerful, but it is pretty amazing, especially it being Women's History Month.
Right.
I think it's something to mention. I brought my daughter, and she was amazed. Oh my word, you used to wear things like that in the 70s?
Right.
But that's what the museum is. It's cataloging your family, your background, your ethnicity, and right now we're actually cataloging COVID stories. So I think it's really important that people understand this is your museum. Worcester, this is where you can hang your hat, and we're telling your story.
And Bill Wallace is an institution within an institution.
He certainly is.
And does a great job collaborating with lots of different groups and organizations throughout the city, the Worcester Public Schools, to let people know that there are new groups and new groups and people and industries and sectors coming to the city that are creating a whole new history.
Yes, and it's part of the Worcester Schools curriculum for the 5th graders to come to the museum and learn all about it. And actually, just schools throughout New England come to the Historical Museum because we have this wonderful industrial gallery, which, by the way, your monies are going towards the renovation of that exhibit. So yes, anytime you can embrace the city in this way, and I feel like the Smile Award is the way that we show everyone who's doing a great job at doing this at this time, this year. And that was you in 2007.
Yeah, well, as the son of a history teacher, I appreciate the history and the mission there. And title sponsor Country Bank, home run sponsor J.J. Bafaro, a whole bunch of batter-up sponsors and smile sponsors. And I look at the list, probably 90% of the chamber member businesses. So
that's right.
There's a synergy there.
Oh, yes.
We have so many wonderful retailers and companies that have contributed to this event, and we know it's going to be a great success.
Yeah.
So the 21st Harvey Ball, Saturday, April 9th, 6:30 to 9:30 at Polar Park. The program has a dual purpose. It's a fundraiser to make sure the mission continues and to give out the Harvey Ball Smile Award to the Worcester Red Sox.
Absolutely.
Yes.
We look forward to it.
All right. Well, outstanding. Well, thank you, Ursula Arello, co-chair, and
Thank
Barbara
you.
Girton, founding co-chair of the Harvey Ball, which supports the Worcester Historic Museum. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you, Tim.
Thank you
Good luck
so
on the
much.
event.
Thank you so much.
Stay with us. We're going to come back for our final segment of Chamber Exchange, a TV show.
These days, you've got your hands full in life. That's why we help you bank simply and securely with tools like Face ID and Touch ID. It's why we make it easy to make purchases on the go and get cash back while you're at it. Why we help you quickly deposit checks wherever you are. And it's why we lend a hand with sending and receiving money right from your phone. So even when you're on the move, you can manage your finances. Bank Hometown. Unlock your potential.
Being associated with the Railers and being a part has been awesome, and it's been a lot of fun.
I think my students' initial reactions is my favorite part. Their eyes get really wide and they're in awe.
And then you have the excitement of hockey and you have that anticipation in the air, you know, the crowd getting into it. It's fun.